Hey guys, welcome back to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. I posted a finance video of how I was able to be a stay-at-home mom and how we paid off debt last week, and you guys went crazy and you had a few more questions, and it was just such a long video that we didn't get to put everything in it that we wanted to, so we're doing part 2 today, me and my husband. So if that's something you want to see, then just stay tuned. Okay guys, one of the biggest questions that you guys wanted me to go over was our envelope system, and I really think you guys are overcomplicating it or overthinking it, but these are what I use, and it's literally from the Dollar Tree envelopes, and I put what we're saving for here, and I'll show a zoomed up version of this, and then up here I put the month that we need to have it saved for, and I always have them in order. So as I save, once Savannah's party gets full, it goes towards the back. And then we're saving for her homeschool in July, and it goes to the back. And so we just keep rotating those until they're full. And then when it's that month and we need it, say Chase's car tag is due, we already have it in here. So the ways we've saved for this is normally our tax return is what we take at the end of the year, and we fill these up. Now this year I got all my fancy equipment for YouTube, so a lot of these are empty, so we're kind of just going with this year and seeing how it's going to work, and hopefully I'll start getting paid soon and we can start filling these up. But you can have garage sales, you can find golf balls, go back to all those ways we found money to fill these up. Now as Chase has made more money, we've needed less envelopes, but for a while Savannah's even monthly dance tuition we didn't have. It wasn't in our monthly budget. So I had a Savannah's dance one for every month, and I had the month of here that we needed it because I had to have it saved for that month. Yeah. So like I said, every holiday's been that way. We used to have one for Easter. We used to have one for Savannah's Halloween costume. And like I said, we're very blessed now that we can kind of afford those. Like her costume we never spend more than like $35 on. So right. Like we can cover that out of our miscellaneous. But if you can't make an envelope for it so that it gets saved for and you know that you need it. The other one I want to address is Christmas. You guys all had questions. How do you do Christmas when you're paying off debt? You got to kind of work with your family. We were both very lucky that both of our families supported us, so we still did Christmas, but on Chase's side we did $5 gifts, and so we still bought for everybody, but they were only $5, and I will tell you that is the best Christmas we've ever had. And we planned that early on. We didn't say that like December 1st. Oh, by the way, we're doing $5 Christmas. Like it was planned early on, so people garage sold, people used coupons. His aunt got us a raffle. She spent like $5 and won us a $25 Olive Garden gift card. You can get creative, but give your family time. If that's what you're gonna do, talk to them, give them time so people can get creative. My side, we just drew names, so we only had to buy for one person. So even if we had to buy a $25 gift, it was just for one person, and then we played a game to get it, and it was still fun. Like, Christmas isn't just about gifts, so I want you to remember that. Exactly. Birthdays are the same. Typically, we don't even really get Savannah a birthday present. We pay for the party and host it, because she's getting so many birthday gifts, there's no reason for us to throw another one on top of it. And she is a January birthday, so it's right after Christmas, so the girl has plenty. So we can buy her something later in the summer when we have more money, and when she doesn't have anything new, we can do that. So yeah, the biggest point is title your envelope, put the month, even the date that you need it, and then on the back is where I put the price. Now the little tip for Christmas is I save my notes from the previous year. So I can see how much I spent on that person. I put on here if I think I need more, so I can add up what we exactly spent. Did I have extra? Did I need more? Because when Christmas comes, you can't really remember what you did the previous Christmas. Did it work? Was it okay? So like this is a hot mess, but I can understand it, and when I start going to buy gifts, I know how much I need and what's gonna work. Okay, so that's our envelopes. So that's for like bigger priced items. Now as far as like grocery and eating out, we use this. Yeah. I don't know what started this versus the envelopes. I don't know if we just had
I think the envelopes are just shredding over time because eating out in groceries, you're doing it all the time, every week, every month. You're getting in and out of that envelope. So I think they just tore up over time, and we found a good deal on this at some point, and we like the dividers, so that's kind of why we went with that one.
Well, and we used to have so many envelopes that this wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
Because we had so much to save for. But this is like more stuff that we're reaching in all the time. So we have our Walmart tab, and so that's for our groceries. So as soon as Chase gets paid, he pulls out the cash, and our Walmart budget goes into here. And then we have week 1 eating out, week 2, week 3, week 4 eating out. The items that are your like budget busters, you need to pull out in cash, because you guys keep saying, how do you track it? How do you know if you're going over budget? If we run out of money, we're done. There's no more eating out. We'll find some beans and rice in the kitchen cabinet.
Yeah, grilled cheeses or mac and cheese at that point.
So, and that's where food is our hardest.
Yeah, that's our biggest struggle is
that's our splurge.
That's our splurge. It's the easiest to overspend on food for us, so that's why we pull out cash. So we'll know exactly, when we're through with week 2 on the calendar, and we're like all the way through week 3 possibly of our cash, then we know we need to slow it down.
So yeah, that's how we do it. So figure out how much you can spend a week on that item and put it in its own tab. So don't just put like eating out and put a whole week's worth of money in there. You can, but you're going to go through it quicker, where we know we need to start slowing down at the end of the week if we're running out of week 1. So that's kind of how we track it, and it's what works best for us. We can see it, it's visual. So that's how we work it. A few of you guys had asked our splurges, and do we ever splurge? We do now because we are out of debt. Now we're still in the program. We still have to pay off our house and different things, but we have splurged. So my purse is something we splurged on. I want a Louis Vuitton. Now we didn't go into the store and buy it. It's used and it's way discounted.
Yeah, it's about half off on eBay. So
yeah, if not more. So we did splurge, but we're always within reason.
Exactly.
I think the biggest thing we splurged on that was brand new is our sofa, our sectional, and we have never done that.
Yeah, the sectional was our biggest splurge, getting a brand new item, and we had the cash, so we ended up getting that.
Yeah. We rarely buy things new.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've had maybe one. Well, I think we've had a couch and a love seat new, but it was from a cheaper place. Right. It was like $150 new, so it wasn't anything crazy. So the sectional was our biggest new furniture item purchase. So that was a splurge for us.
Okay, and the next big topic was our Excel. You guys want to see how we do our budget on here?
Yeah. So ours is very simple.
I think that's our biggest thing. Yeah. Keep it simple.
Definitely.
Like label, month, keep everything simple so it's user friendly, so you want to do it and
you don't
it's easy.
Yeah. You'll quit if you're more likely to quit if you use something very complicated that you don't understand and you have to fight 2 hours to get through a budget, every month. So this is very simple,
and
very
it'll
easy.
get easier. Every month that you sit down and go over, when Chase gets paid, we sit down, we work through the money. You are to budget every dollar. That's like the Dave Ramsey plan, is you budget every dollar or it disappears. Either you can plan it or it's just going to grow legs and walk away.
Exactly.
So plan where your money's going. And this is where I'm going to hand it over to Chase and let him talk about Excel, because he's the one that I handle more the envelopes and the paper, and he handles more the Excel. Yep. So I'm going to let him talk about that now.
All right, guys, now I'm going to show you what our Excel spreadsheet looks like for our budget. So the first thing I do is I change the title of it to the current month, so May 2018 budget. And then we've got some columns here: household expenses, dates, monthly amounts, and then 2 paychecks. I get paid semi-monthly, so we got paycheck on the 1st, paycheck on the 15th. So we list, first what we list is all of our set bills that come out at a specific date. So that's why you'll see all these dates here. These are bills that come out every month on the same date. So we like to list those first. So it includes, car and ring insurance, house payment, electric, those type of things, trash, water, cell phone. We've got Netflix and Sling on here. Here's our internet. So these first ones that all have dates, those are fixed. They don't change often unless it's, the next year AT&T raises a bill, which we talked about in the last video. We try to get those lowered every year. So then what we have over here is, like this first one, car and ring insurance. It comes out on the 2nd. So I've got it under the first paycheck, basically the paycheck we get at the beginning of the month. Down here at the bottom, the internet, it comes out on the 30th. So I have it on the 15th check because that's the 15th day through the 30th day. So I've got the $10 right here. And you'll notice that these, dollar amounts obviously aren't what our actual amounts are. We just kind of threw all these numbers in here for you guys. So yeah, your fixed ones that come out every single month on a specific date, that's what we list at the top just to make it easier since they're set. And then also the monthly amounts, I have just a formula in here that adds up both the first and the 15th columns because you'll notice down below we've got a couple of cells where we actually do for like gas, we have gas all month long. So we do half of it, on the first, half of it on the 15th check. So I've got a formula in this column that adds it up automatically just to make it easy. You could manually add this up if you wanted to, but I just have a simple, sum formula in here to add both of those up for you. Then the next thing we do after these set bills right here is we start listing our other monthly expenses, but they're not necessarily at the same date every single month. So gas, it's all throughout the month, but we know just by looking at past months how much we spend. So say, it's $23, around $23.20 for the month. So we'll do $11.60 typically on one check, $11.60 on the other. Groceries and dining out. These are the two where we told you we like to pull out cash just because that's the biggest trouble we have. If we were going to overspend, it would be on those two expenses. So we pull those out in cash, and you'll notice I pull them out on the 15th. That is just how it works for us. Our mortgage payment is on the 1st, so that's a big expense, so we have more free money on the 15th. So that is how it works best for us, is just to pull all that out in cash on the 15th check. So we've got that over there. Ashley's Nails, we've got that in here. Tithe. So we've got the tithe in there. We do 10%. You'll notice down here is the income section. So I've got, my paycheck. We've got the first of the month, and we got the 15th right here. So these are the two checks. So, $284, 10% of that for tithe is $28.40. So that's where we get that amount. Then savings, we save out of each check. So that's why I got them in both columns here, and it's totaled there. And then this column right here shows your total expenses. So this is our total monthly expenses. And what the goal is to get this free money down here. You want it to be 0 on both the 1st and the 15th. So right now, we've got $0 on the 15th, but we've got $30 extra here on the 1st. I will say that I have formulas in here as well under the free money that just looks at the paycheck column and it subtracts it from the total expenses column. So it's real simple. Right here it's $284 for the paycheck, $284 for the expenses, and that's why it's 0. Here, $284 for the paycheck, $254 expenses, so we've got $30 extra. So there's just a little simple formula in there to calculate that for us. Now, here's the next thing we want to talk about. So we've got, groceries, dining out, nails, tithe. Those are every month. My haircut, we've got that every month. Savings, we do that every month as well. Now, there's some things that are going to just be irregular. Birthday gifts you have to get. There's tons of miscellaneous expenses that would come up. Wedding gifts, for example. So here's how we handle that. I add a column or a row, I should say. I'll add a row for every type of new expense we might have coming up. So me and Ashley will sit down and we'll talk, okay, for May, what expenses do we have coming up? So one is we've got Tiger's heartworm test and medicine that we have to buy. So we just type that out, test and pills. So he's got to take the test and we have to buy the medicine. So say that's going to be $5. And I've got the extra money here, so that's why I'm going to be doing it on the 1st. It's going to be different for you guys. You'll have to figure out which paycheck you have the most free money on. If you're negative over here and you're positive over here, then you're going to want your these extra miscellaneous expenses to come out of the first check, because this is the one where you have extra money. So that's where you will probably draw out the cash, is what we do. We'll withdraw the cash, have it setting aside for Tiger's heartworm test and his pills coming up. So we will add that, and the formula already put the $5 in here for me. So we're left with $25 free money. which is good because we've got some more expenses for the month of May. We do have a birthday party to go to for one of Savannah's friends. So we'll type that in there and say that's another $5. Okay, so we got 20. So what we do is we just plan ahead. We think of all the expenses, that are not typical every single month, just what's coming up for that month. We do have a wedding to go to, so we need to buy a wedding gift. Say that's $5. All right. And then another thing is we usually in the summer months or spring months we'll have garage sales that we like to go to. So this will be garage sale shopping money. So we'll just do that. And let's say that's $5 as well. Okay. Then you'll notice we've got 10 extra dollars on this check right here. We'll usually have a little bit extra money, and there's always extra miscellaneous expenses that come up. So we're going to do a miscellaneous expenses. I need to spell that right. And we'll do the final $10 to make it 0 right here. So it was $10 free money. We're going to put the remainder right there, $10, because something always comes up. Maybe a doctor, one of us gets sick, so we got to go to the doctor, and that may be our $10 right there. So your goal is this free money is you want to get it down to $0. You don't want to have extra money there. You want to try to budget every dollar every month is kind of our goal. If you do have $100 extra and it's the end of the month, you've gone through, all your miscellaneous expenses and you've got an extra 100, then you can, we like to flow that over to savings. But you can do that however you like. This is kind of how we handle our budget in Excel. It's pretty simple. If you've got 2 incomes, you can have paycheck 1, paycheck 2 right underneath it, and you can total all those up. But this is how we have it set up. It's really simple. We don't want to overcomplicate it. So this works for us. Hopefully it'll work for you guys.
Okay guys, that's how we do it. We showed you how we use our envelopes, how we budget, our Excel program. If you guys have any questions, just leave them down below and we're happy to answer them for you. I want you guys to remember that paying off debt is just temporary and it's hard work, but you get to be done with it. As far as the budgeting goes, that's just a life lesson and that should always stay with you, and you can figure out what works for you and do it and plan every dollar so that you are in control of your money. If you guys are wanting a budget just like ours, a template, send me an email. I'll have my email down in my description box. Send us an email letting us know that you're wanting it and we will send it back to you so that you can try it out if you want to use it. If not, I'm sure there's plenty out there. Google it, you can find some. We wish you the best of luck on your journey and let us know, keep us updated. We love hearing your stories and how it's going for you guys. Please follow me on Instagram if you're not already. I'll have that link down below. I hope you guys have a wonderful week and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.